So today I'm going to be telling you guys about the experience that changed my life. But before that, I need a coffee. That is delicious. What's up, guys? So today I'm talking about my gap year. If you didn't know I went on a gap year, you now know. So I matriculated back in 2016, at the end of 2016, and left for my gap year beginning of 2017. And I'm so thankful that I did. So I kind of knew that I was going to take a gap year while I was in school because I didn't enjoy school. I was ready to get out of there and have a great break from studying. So I already knew that in school. So then I went around speaking to other people, seeing if they were interested in taking gap years as well. And it landed up being that there were 7 other boys interested in going in a gap year on this one specific program. Obviously, there were different programs that were being offered, but this one program, stuck out the most to us. So it was me and 7 other boys, which was exciting to me because exciting and scary at the same time, to be honest. I was only friendly with 2 of those boys at the time, and the other boys I knew of them, but I wasn't really friendly with them. So I was a bit nerve-wracking, obviously, but it was such a great group of boys, and I'm happy that they were there sharing those experiences with me. So I spent my gap year in Israel. We had an apartment in Jerusalem, to be more specific, and it's such an amazing place. I recommend, if you have never been to Israel, I highly recommend that you go to Jerusalem, to Tel Aviv, because they are both great places. There's this funny story that I have about budgeting. So I remember we were having arguments because we wanted to go to Tel Aviv for the weekend and we wanted to book places to stay at. So 2 of my friends and I found this one place for 100 shekels a night, and we thought it was good, but my other friends, they were not happy. They were like, nah, we can find better for that price, we don't back it, and it looked very nice to us. But we arrive at this place and it's terrible. It's horrible. It's not nice at all. It was this terrible hostel. I don't remember the name, and even if I remember the name, I wouldn't recommend it. But a few of my other friends thought, okay, let's look for another place and let's try to find another place to stay at so they don't have to stay at the same place as us. So they go and they find another hostel for the same price, 100 shekels a night. And it was on another level. You couldn't even compare the 2 places. Like, it was so much nicer, their place. And we learned our lesson that day to do more research. But that's okay, that was a story, all good though. Another thing about gap years is alone time. I mean, not for me because I was with 7 other boys 24/7. I mean, it gets a bit much sometimes, but you get used to it, and I'm happy that they were there. But over the past few years, I've realized that I really do enjoy my own time, my alone time. I enjoy being in my own company. I enjoy being in my own thoughts because it's important, it's healthy, it's good to think. Another thing that I learned in my gap year is to be more open-minded to trying new things and new activities and meeting new people. I remember there was this funny story that we were in India, more specifically Jabalpur. I'll put that somewhere in here. We were in wherever, on a tiger safari, which was insane firstly, but I remember there was like these tuna roll things, I don't know, but I never ate tuna at the time. I just wasn't open to the idea and I didn't like it, and I honestly didn't try it before. But when I did have it that time in the middle of nowhere, I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy that I did it because I eat tuna most days of my life. So that's just a reminder to try new things. Another thing that I've gained is perspective. And I feel that it's very difficult to gain this when you're in the bubble of school because there's so much stress and deadlines and routine, and it literally becomes your life. And for me, taking a step back and looking at this allows me to understand that everyone's on their own path, everyone's on their own mission, and there's time, so I promise everything will be okay. It's also given me more perspective on what is actually important in life and I feel like I still have taken that with me today. I met people from different countries around the world, and it's so normal for them to take gap years. You're weird if you don't take a gap year. which is so funny to me, because so not the culture of South Africa. It isn't. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy how many beliefs are formed from the culture that you are brought up in, and that may not be right for the specific person. I met so many people from around the world, people from Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and I met so many like-minded people that I learned so much from. Also, just general life experience, like being more aware of different cultures. I just remember being happy most of my gap year, to be honest. Like, obviously there are times where you're down because of things that happen or because of arguments that you have with the people around you, but that's normal. So mental health is important. Another idea of a gap year that I've heard of is when you work for 6 months of the year and then the other 6 months of the year you travel. I think that's a really sick idea. I didn't do that myself because I went on an organized program, but I would recommend doing that. And if you are going to do that, I recommend that you do it in a foreign country, because that's great life experience and that's just fun. So there are obviously downsides of going on a gap year. One of the downsides are not seeing your friends because they have gone to university and you've gone on a gap year. I think that's fine because it's so worth it to go on a gap year. You have the time, do it while you're young, and there's plenty of time for studying, so there's no point of rushing into it. You can still speak to your friends while you're away, and you'll see them when you're back, or feel like it hasn't even been that long when you see them afterwards. But I don't think you should worry about that, because it's definitely worth going on the gap year. Another downside is maybe proactivity, being more proactive, because I feel it can be very easy, or for me, it was very easy to just do nothing and chill, you know? But you just got to keep telling yourself in your mind, go do things, go enjoy the year, because it's going to end. And you got to appreciate every day that you're there, so don't be lazy. So if this video helped you at all, please let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it, because it helps me a lot and I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new and turn on post notifications so you know when the next video is up. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.